My name is Tom Pollock. I work with the United on the coaching staff, but I'm also the local representative for the ACES program. So if you have any questions on that during the season, come see me, call me, email me, and I will take care of that. The one thing I wanted to mention, this year we're going to do things a little bit differently. Any correspondence that you get from me, and every one of you should have gotten at least one email so far talking about the tuition rewards program, which is the first thing that we did out, which is part of the ACES program. Everything will be emailed directly to you from me, and this year, opposed to last year, I tried to use the managers a little bit more. This year I'm trying to do it directly from you, or from me to you. So it's my privilege and pleasure to actually have the CEO and founder of ACES, that's Tim Livingston, and he's going to actually talk to you more about the program in detail. So here's Tim.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. So I guess to get started, can I get a show of hands of all the people who are first time with Fort Wayne United? Just so I can get a feel for the room. Can we go high for a second? Okay, so a good amount of people in this room are first timers. So many of you won't have known anything about ACES Nation or who we are or what we do. And I get to come and talk to you about the good stuff. I get to talk to you about all the other benefits that you get from being here. Some of which you're not really going to believe, but I'm going to do my best to explain them to you so you understand what it is and how it works, and ultimately how it's going to benefit you and your families. I guess the other question is, how many parents here, or if there's already kids here, how many people are wanting, hoping, or expecting that your kids will play soccer in college? Raise your hand. I would like to get a good feel for that too. Okay, thank you. So the reason that is so relevant is that the most important thing to me is to be able to help to grow and develop every single athlete as a student athlete, first and foremost. My goal is to help them become the best version of themselves that they can possibly be in the most well-rounded manner. Because no matter how good you are on the pitch, highest probability is if you don't balance that with the other aspects of your life, nothing's gonna matter later on. After you're 18, 19 years old, you won't play anymore, you won't have anything else to work with. Our focus is to help them be able to grow personally, mentally, academically, and athletically, and using sports and soccer and this club as the foundation to be able to do it. To be able to provide you things for playing soccer in a soccer club environment that you've never received before any place else you've ever played. That's really what the sole purpose is. At the end of the day, just so you know where I'm coming from, our company, my company, our global vision is to transform futures, improve lives, and enrich communities. And we feel that the best way to do that is to help the youth of today become the best that they can possibly be in everything that they do. I'm not about winning championships. I'm not against winning championships. But I'm about creating champions. And just because you don't win a championship does not mean you don't learn how to be a champion. Bobby and everybody here, Bobby has that belief system. He wants everyone to be the best they can possibly be. Our role in this process is to provide a platform that can be embedded inside this organization so that all of you as parents and your student athletes will have access to all this information, both the education and the tools. We like to say that we're here to educate, equip, and empower, because no place have you ever been have you had a single source of information and you've had tools to be able to access to use to take advantage of the education you're being given, to take you where you want to go. So I'm going to walk you through some of this tonight so you get an understanding of what it is and how it works and what it means to each of you. But before I get started, let me just say this. I want to lay out what people are going to have access to, because everyone in this room is going to have access to something. First and foremost, you'll have access to all the education. Everybody will have access to that. In terms of the tools, the way it was structured for this particular year, we have multiple modules. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to drive and talk at the same time, which is a challenge at best. So, under the Fort Wayne United website, under partners or partnerships, you'll see ACES Nation. All you have to do is click on ACES Nation, and it brings up the ACES Nation Fort Wayne United microsite. All of our modules and the information that we're talking about are all driven across the top menu bar. So there's information on education, which I'm going to walk you through, college scholarships, nutrition, performance. Performance to us is not like what Jason was talking about. Performance to us is performance as a well-rounded student athlete, because student comes before the word athlete. And nowhere in the NCAA, nowhere, not in the manuals, not on the website, nowhere do you see the NCAA talk about a college athlete as an athlete. They use student athlete in every single sentence with which you're speaking about an athlete. So for us, it's about the mental aspect of performance, your academic performance, as well as your athletic performance, and then you have obviously your skill performance. We do not get involved with the skill side. That's what takes place in this club. To take your academic or your athletic performance to another level, that's what you do with ops. But what we want to provide you with are tools that you don't have in other areas, or tools to want to use if you don't have the ability or the opportunity to engage in these other services. So really, what I want to show you is that when you log on to this site, the education at the top, or what we say in the menu bar, is information in every single one of these categories on both the tools that are provided as well as the topic itself. So for example, inside of education, which most everyone will have access to, we have just built, which hasn't even launched, it will launch in December for Fort Wayne United, an athletic success center, which I'll come back to in a minute. We have a program called Parent Your Best. My partner, his name is Jeremy Boone. Jeremy wanted to be here tonight. He was invited to be here. We're bringing him. But he got invited to speak at a World Sports Performance Summit in Shanghai, China. And he is a world-renowned performance coach. He's written multiple books. One of his books, which is an Amazon best-selling book called Parent Your Best. He has also created multiple products. He is the personal performance coach for Penske Motor Team for NASCAR, which is Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski. He is also the personal performance coach for D'Angelo Williams, for Jonathan Joseph, for Stephon Gilmore, for Darian Stewart, and about 9 other NFL players who are all at least 6-year veterans in the NFL. So, but his really passion is around kids. He focuses more on junior high and high school kids than he does his time with his NFL players. So, as a matter of fact, before we even get started with that, he actually did a video today for you guys. So I'm going to let that play for a second.
Hey guys, Jeremy Boone here. So disappointed I can't be there with you. I'm actually getting ready to get in my car right now to go to the airport to fly and speak in Shanghai, China at a sports performance summit. But nonetheless, Tim and I are very glad that you all are getting part of ACES Nation. And I'm especially excited to be able to have you guys be a part of the Athletes Success Center. Inside you'll find a variety of courses, or what I call game plans, that are going to help you play your best. Specifically though, I want to encourage you to go through the Protect Your Mission game plan. This is the process that I use with all my athletes, whether it's middle school, high school, all the way to Olympic athletes and NFL players, on helping them define their mission or their biggest goal. Then we protect it and then we achieve it. So whatever your biggest goal is this season, make sure that you go through the Protect Your Mission program. It's going to give you the best chance to go after it and be able to tell a great story. And for all the sports parents watching this right now, be sure and enroll in the Parent Your Best game plan. It's really an ebook version of the Amazon bestseller Parent Your Best. It's going to walk you through a skills-based approach to helping you be the sports parent that your child needs you to be. And at the end of the day, again, make sure that you all have a winning family. And 10 years from now, you can look back and be able to tell a wonderful story that both you and your child had a great sports experience. So enjoy your time there with Tim and have a great season.
That gives you a good feel for who he really is, because that's how he is every single day, every minute of every day. So the focus within this is to give you this access to this information. The Success Center is at the bottom of the page, I'm going to get to in a second, but All of these things are here. In other words, even at its basic level, you'll have access to hundreds of homework tutorials, hundreds in all types of different fields. So for example, if I click on it, you're going to have free versions for Algebra 1, Algebra 2, Geometry. You will have trigonometry, calculus, science, biology. All of these things are videos, tutorials, that are taught by people with masters and PhDs from Harvard, Yale, Cornell, Columbia, Michigan, Stanford, Cal Berkeley, and the like. You will also be able to access this information on a mobile application. For the kids that are currently in high school, you will actually have another level of this. You will have over 5,300 videos in all of these different subjects, including college prep, college counseling. You will have access to this on your cell phone. So when you're traveling, you're at a tournament, you're out of town, you'll literally be able to be on a bus or be in a hotel and work on your AP calculus homework because you'll have someone right in front of you helping you through that particular process. When we talk about doing things differently, that's one of the examples of where we're coming from. In addition to this, you have access as parents. You'll be able to look at college prep information. So you'll have SAT, ACT test dates. You'll have access to free ACT and SAT practice tests from the Princeton Review. You'll have access to Princeton Review tutors. Now that you will have to pay for. $39.95 an hour, but you can find a tutor, over 3,000 of them, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if you need to find a tutor at 11:30 at night because you've got an AP Physics exam tomorrow morning at 9 and you don't have a clue what you're doing, you can actually find a tutor to help you at 11:30 p.m. So that's part of this process, is to give you access to things that you, in many cases, didn't even know it existed through this process. College admissions information, as well as an entire college admissions guide, college planning, and the like. Again, this is for you guys to go to the website, walk through it. There's not an instruction guide. Just like when you get a new smartphone nowadays, there's no instructions that come with it. You just got to figure it out and give it to your kid, one of the two, and they'll tell you how to do it. They'll probably be able to walk you through this too. But it's pretty straightforward, but I highly suggest that you spend time going through this to see the massive amount of content that's available at your fingertips. So let's talk about scholarships. And by the way, everything I'm going to explain to you is right up here. All of this is information about each one of these topics. But as you scroll down the page, you will see that where you access the tools is in the bottom. So if you want to log into a module that you have access to, and let's talk about who has access to what. Kids that are basically kindergarten through 6th grade, you're going to get scholarships. For those that don't know, I'm going to talk about all that right now. Kids kindergarten through 6th grade are going to get a minimum of $1,000 in private college scholarships to now 369 universities in the United States. Anyone that is in 7th grade and 8th grade, or the DA, will be getting $2,000 in college scholarships. Kids that are freshmen and sophomores and juniors, if, there's a caveat to this one, if you are a returning member of Fort Wayne United, and if you set up your family scholarship account as a sophomore, you will get $3,000 in college scholarship money this year. Now, raise your hand again if you're brand new to the club. Okay, so I will guarantee you that none of you have ever heard of this before. And in addition to that, everyone who is brand new or anyone who has not set up their college scholarship family account will also receive bonuses. There will be a $500 per player bonus and a $500 per family bonus. Now let's talk about how this works, because most people are probably thinking this doesn't make any sense. How is this actually possible? So, this scholarship program was actually developed in 1995. Okay, how many people in this room have a rewards program? Frequent flyer miles, Marriott rewards, Target, Walmart, anything, right? Everybody knows how rewards work. That's what I was looking for. So, moms, pretty much in this room, all know this rewards program out there for somebody, for something. Imagine for a second that you are staying in a Marriott hotel, and you've stayed multiple nights, and every time you stay in a Marriott, you accrue points. Those points accrue and accumulate inside your account until you have enough points to redeem a free night hotel. This program works exactly the same way. It's called tuition rewards. And the way it works is that every time you participate in an ACES, with an ACES member organization, which is Fort Wayne United, and whatever event that they determine that they want to sanction, in this case, the season, you will receive however many points that the club decides to allocate. A minimum of 1,000, a maximum of 4,000. The parent sets up the account. It will take you 5 minutes to set up your family account. Once you set it up, every time you participate, you will receive a code, like a redemption code. You will log into your account and you'll put in the code. That takes about 30 seconds. When you do that, it will automatically update your account with however many points that code was worth. You will continue to do this until your son or daughter is August 31st entering their senior year in high school. Then, when you start doing your college applications and you submit those college applications, you submit your account statement to the university with the college application. The universities will then take the points and convert them to dollars. 1 point equals $1. 20,000 points is $20,000. So think about that for a second. The 9th, 10th, and some 11th graders this year are going to receive a minimum of $3,000 points, plus bonuses if you're new to the club. We're talking about thousands, hundreds of thousands, almost $1 million that is being provided in college scholarships by Fort Wayne United to the clubs or and the families this year. Now, this is not for every school in the country. This is for 369 private universities in the United States, of which I will show you right here in this box where it says colleges. You can click on it and go to an interactive map where you will see the whole country. And you can go in and hover and see that there are 19 schools in the state of Indiana that are currently participating in this program. When you click on the state, it will then list all the schools that participate in the state. And it does it for every state. So next door in Illinois, there are 24. That was a Vimeo, the next video that popped up. Sorry about that. So, back to the colleges. Ohio has 28. So, just to give you another example, we click on Ohio, and here are all the schools in the state of Ohio that are participating in this program. Oh, excuse me, I was in Indiana. I thought I had Ohio. It should be Ohio. There we go. So you can go in and do this at any time. You can look at the schools, you can access the schools, you can research the schools, you can look at them all for yourself. But I would almost guarantee you, matter of fact, I'll guarantee you, that you've never played sports with your kids and gotten college scholarships for participating. I will bank my savings account on it. There's nothing in it, but I'll bank on it anyway. But that being said, the scholarship program is unbelievable. It is available. It is yours. You just have to set up your account. And I made it as easy as I could so that when you do go on here and you go to scholarships, it says instructions. And when you click on instructions, it will actually take you to a page that will literally tell you step by step, click by click, every single thing you have to fill in to set up that account. If you don't do it, that's on you. Because it is right here, right now, for you. So, the scholarships is one of the biggest benefits of being here. But it's just one of them. Because you still have to get to college. You still have to get into college. Now, for those kids that are going to play soccer in college, or think you're going to play soccer in college, only about 5.6% of all the boys that play high school soccer in the United States will play Division I, II, or III. 77% of all colleges and universities in the United States are private colleges. Most people don't know that. Nearly 70%, actually 76% of soccer players and 65% of girls soccer players will play college in a private university, will play soccer in a private university. 70% of all college athletes in America play at a private school. And since we all know, or if we don't know, soccer is not a head count sport by the NCAA, therefore they're all partial scholarships. More kids play Division III sports than any other division of all college sports, D1, D2, D3, NAIA, and junior college. Approximately 189,000 kids. D3 has no athletic scholarships. So, how relevant is it to walk in the door to a school with up to $20,000 for your kid to potentially have the opportunity to play soccer in college? That's how this needs to be looked at. You would never have this otherwise. And for those that still can't believe that this is true, still can't believe it's real, I will show you that everybody pretty familiar with a 529 plan? Anybody know what that is? 529 plan is a state college savings plan. Every state in the country has one. The state of Pennsylvania has its own. It is also the only one in the whole country that as a part of your 529 plan will actually match your annual account balance, 10% match in the same tuition rewards points that we're giving you. So in other words, if you had a 529 plan and you put it in the state of Pennsylvania, which you can do without being a resident of Pennsylvania, but if you were to do that, and you had $50,000 saved for college, the state of Pennsylvania would give you an additional $5,000 in college scholarship money to the same universities with the exact same points that you're getting to play right here at Fort Wayne United, which you could use on top of the scholarships that you're getting from Fort Wayne United. I only say that not to tell you to get a 529 or don't get a 529 or whatever that might be. I want you to see that the state of Pennsylvania is giving the same scholarship program that we are. They're the only state in the country that does it, and we're the only organization in the country that can give it to youth sports and performing arts as a membership benefit. So for what that's worth, if anybody has questions about this after the fact, I'll be happy to answer them, but at least you can see that there's another entity out there that validates what it is that you're actually receiving. So, back to the scholarship, or back to the issue at hand. So one of the things that we talk about in, with performance is nutrition. You'll have access to all kinds of information within the nutrition system, but everyone who is 7th grade and above will have access to a brand new sports nutrition system. It's actually a family nutrition system. Moms, you are gonna love this thing. First of all, if you are not part of a Fortune 500 company, you would not have access to this at all. I don't know, by the grace of God, we somehow were able to convince them to do it, but otherwise, their #1 client is Google, then IBM, Boeing, and Home Depot, and Bank of America. Those are their clients. But we were able to convince them to give us the exact same program to provide to people like you. Because our focus was, we know that if you want your kids to perform better, you can put them through all the training under the sun, but sports nutrition alone will increase their performance by 15%. Nutrition is the one thing that will drive you crazy when you don't think your kid is moving fast enough to the ball, when you can't believe how lethargic they are or how tired they look. It is 99% of the time because of what they've eaten or not eaten, what they've drank or not drank. Sports nutrition is 4 things, and 4 things only, so if you don't remember anything else about nutrition, remember this. It is hydration first, diet, sleep, and supplementation. Legal supplementation, that is. But those 4 things, that's it. An athlete that is 1% dehydrated, 1% dehydrated, can decrease her performance by 12%. An athlete who is 2% dehydrated. The studies show that not only will they decrease their performance by more than 12%, but their ability to track an object will decrease by 20%. Now, why is that relevant in what I'm talking about? Because so many people said their kids want to play college soccer. Well, what happens on that one day, at that one tournament, when that one coach comes to see you play, or comes to see your kid play? What happens when they haven't eaten right, they're not hydrated, and they haven't slept enough, and they see that performance? A college coach is going to come see you play one time. And if he does not like what he sees or she sees, they will not come see you again. The one thing I speak on all over the country is college recruiting. That is my, my soapbox, if you will. And I'm telling you right now, I work with coaches all over the United States in every sport. I know how the process works, and I'm telling you right now how it works. Tomorrow night, we're doing a session just on recruiting. So anybody that is in 9th grade and above needs to be at that event. You're going to see the recruiting platform, which we're not going to go over tonight, but we're going to talk about recruiting and what it's going to take. But back to the nutrition. So we want to make it easy. People don't eat well for 2 reasons. 1, it's not convenient. 2, it costs too much. 3, some people think it doesn't always taste good, but we're going to work through that. So this is called Eating Well Made Simple. So just super quick, just to give you a high-level overview, I am going to log into my account for you, and I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to have access to. Now, reality is that anyone who has access to this actually already has it. And I encourage anybody 7th grade and above to go back to your email, whatever email you would have provided to us which is what Bobby would have provided to us, which was the parent email, not a kid's email, because you've already been enrolled. You need to go back to your email and look for an email from Zipongo, Z-I-P-O-N-G-O. If you don't see it, look inside your spam folder, because I'm telling you, you have it. It was sent to hundreds of people. Everyone, if we know that it went out, we know that it was sent, and we confirmed with several people that they actually received it. So go back and look in your email for Zipongo, Z-I-P-O-N-G-O. So the way this thing works, at its highest level, is it is a complete nutritional meal planning platform that says, okay, first and foremost, I want to go in and put in all my biometrics. I can put it in for a parent, or I can put it in for my athlete. The system will then take all this information of all your biometrics and also tie in a little survey that you can take. It takes 5 minutes for the survey. Within this survey, you're going to put any dietary restrictions, maybe any allergies, maybe you have a certain type of diet that you prefer. Maybe you're vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, paleo, whatever the case might be. And the system will automatically, at all times, take those dietary restrictions into account. There are over 1 million recipes built into this, and they're all pre-approved by dietitians. Within this process, as you can see if I click on recipes, you can see that these are all tailored directly for me. These are the most popular, these are healthy meals. These are the best categories for me. I can look at more categories, or I can go even further and see all categories. And there are lots of categories. So as they load, I will start scrolling down so you can see what they look like. All of these categories, if I were to go stop at any time and pick any single category, so we're going to pick high protein. Within the high protein, you'll have all the access to all of the high protein meals. And just instead of going through all of it, you can see there's a lot there. We're going to pick this one. Here's all the information on ingredients, on how to cook it, on how long it takes, all the nutritional information, any comments from anybody else. But here's the coolest part. Add to my meal planner. So if I want to go to the grocery store on Sunday, schedule out my meals for the week, I have the ability to go in, and it froze on. There we go. Come on, Wi-Fi. Oh, I gotta pick a date. So here's the meal planner. And it has all your meals, which you can then drag and drop onto any calendar date. So all the meals on the left-hand side, they will all fill in. So if we want to grab one of these, drag and drop, and just for time's sake, create my grocery list. So now I can drag all my meals. I can then choose how many people I'm going to serve for each one of those meals. on that particular night. So if I go from 1 to 4, it now changes my ingredients. I click add items, and now I have my entire grocery list by the section of the grocery store, which will also show up on my mobile app. So when I walk into the store, I can then just click the box as I pick up the items that I need. In addition to that, you can email it to whomever you want. So if you have a delivery service or something like that, just email it to them and let them bring it back. Or I can also search for all the deals for all the grocery stores in my area to tell me all the healthy food items in every one of those stores, anybody who has sales or specials, and I can then add those to my list. So I need a zip code. Let's see, let's put in mine. So today in Tampa, Florida, here are all the grocery stores in my zip code and the items that are currently on special or sale. And to make it even better, moms, you're gonna love this. I don't want to go to the grocery store because I don't have time to go to the grocery store. Because I gotta get everybody to here and there and back again. And I'm exhausted. So instead, I wanna just go in and plug in any items I currently have in the house, in the pantry or the refrigerator or whatever. So we don't have any chicken today, but we've got some shrimp and chips, quinoa, and let's just say we've got, I don't know, avocado and whatever. We'll just leave it at that for right now. And spinach. Click show recipes. It gives me instantly 3 different meal options to choose from, tied to my dietary preferences. So if 3 of us have 3 different, all the same things in our house, but different preferences, all the things we'll get will be different to choose from. On top of that, as if it wasn't enough, you have another app called Order Well on your phone. So when you travel to tournaments, you go out of town on business or anything else, and you're leaving a field at 10 o'clock at night, instead of going back and going through the drive-thru at McDonald's or ordering pizza at the hotel, you'll actually be able to leave the field, pick the type of food you want. It will tell you all the restaurants in your area, no matter what city or state you're in, that are open. From that, it will then tell you the healthiest items on that menu, and you'll be able to click a button to schedule for pickup or delivery. Because we're trying to make this as convenient as possible for you and your family to eat well. We know that the kids won't eat well if the family's not eating well. We can't just make it so that we're working on great timing and great nutritional products for kids. If the whole household doesn't move from one side to the other, it will never happen. So that is really what we're talking about in terms of taking nutrition and sports nutrition to another level. Again, everyone in 7th grade and above already has access to this. No one has to buy anything I'm talking about. It's already yours. You just have to use it. That's all there is to it. So, wrapping it up here, we've got scholarships, nutrition, performance. So, because we're not going to get into recruiting. So we have academic, mental, and athletic. I showed you a few minutes ago a sample on the academic videos. This is for 9th to 12th grade, where you'll have access to, like I said, over 5,000 videos. Mental. The mental side is a mental assessment that we do. And to give you an idea of what this looks like, all you'll do is plug in a code. The purpose behind this mental assessment for kids 7th grade and above is to be able to, first and foremost, it's about self-awareness for them. Because they do not see themselves through the same eyes that everybody else does. I don't know what glasses our kids look through, but they're definitely foggy. So the purpose of this is to put them in an environment that used to take 30 minutes and now takes about 15. They'll take this assessment online, and it is amazing what it comes back with. It's focused on your behavioral patterns and how you make decisions. And it focuses on primarily 4 different behaviors: dominance, influence, compliance, and steadiness. And ultimately what it will tell you is who and how you are at home with your family and friends, and how you change when you get on a team. And believe me, everybody changes somehow, some way. And so the first level of this is for the kids. The second level of this is for the coaches. Because when you share this with the coach has a better understanding of who your kid is, so they can coach to your specific student athlete. I can't yell at your kid and maybe I should yell at your kid. You know, maybe he'll react, maybe he won't react, who knows? But what this type of assessment does is it tells them how they appear, but it also shows them, if you can see the screen, how they change from one environment to another. And then it focuses on things like their behavioral attributes. Are they a team player? What is the pace with which they play? Are they a multitasker, time management? Who is this kid in his natural style at home? And then how does he change when he gets in that environment? What are his or her strengths? What are their pitfalls of those strengths? What are their fears? What is their preferred environment? What motivates them? Because nowadays, that's a hard thing to figure out. But the one that I like the best, and I'm only on page 8 here, and this one's 33 pages long, but the one that I like the most is this one. How they want to be communicated with and how you should not communicate with that kid. Because, especially today, versus when many of us as parents were growing up, you can't communicate with the kids in ways that don't be communicated anymore. Because the process of the loss of respect, the anger, the resentment, and then the quitting is accelerated 100 times over in today's environment. So they have to know how to speak and how to coach and how to motivate kids to do what they need to do to get them to where they want to go. This is really what it's all about. So this is our mental assessment. We tied into it the last couple of items, which we just added, which I'm not going to get into right now, but you can go on and watch it for yourself. But we've also added a Get Faster Now, Get Stronger Now training program and performance. It's just a generalized program to be able to help them, that's created by Jeremy, to be able to help them to get to where they want to go. All of this information about everything I'm talking about is all up here at the top. If you want to hear, if you want to know about Get Faster Now, there'll be a little video that you can watch. The same thing with the Athletic Success Center and Preparing Your Best. But this is where you will access your information. I'm going to put a Get Started video in here that will be kind of like a high-level overview of demo type video. The reason it's not there is because I got sick and I didn't want to record something that didn't sound like I was on my deathbed when everybody watched it across the country. So, in recap, every family will have access to be able to see and learn everything at the top. You then, based on your age group, will determine what you have access to log into at the bottom. Tom Pollock is the ACES Nation coordinator here. So if you get stuck, if you have questions, if you have issues, you can let Tom know. You can email him. All his contact information is at the bottom of this page right here. You also have a contact us section. So if you need to access, get to us immediately for a technical issue, then you'll be able to do so. So, in a nutshell, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to go over recruiting because that's tomorrow night. But understand for those that are at a different level, just to recap that as you progress in Fort Wayne United in groups and age groups, you get more and more and more things and more benefits. The recruiting platform for parents of younger kids right now, or 7th and 8th graders, the recruiting platform that is built into this is unbelievable. It's being used in soccer organizations across the country. Almost every TA academy in the country has it. So I'm telling you, it is something like you've never seen because it's not just about finding a place to play. It is a tool to help you determine the best place for your kid to play, which is not just about finding a roster spot. It's about finding a place that fits with them athletically, academically, socially. And it will walk you through all those things and even create compatibility scores to tell you which school is the best school for your kid, which is maybe completely different than anybody else's, based on what is important to you as a family and to them as a player. So I encourage you, get as familiar as you possibly can, ask questions, talk to other parents, and dig in and engage in this process because you've never gotten anything like it before. That's it, that's all I have, Bobby. Is there anybody have any questions that I can answer about it? Anything, scholarships, assessments, nothing. If not, thank God all the information is on the website now. So, didn't have it there before, but now you have access to it. I don't know where Bobby went. Bobby's over there socializing. Paco, you can ask questions. Sorry, no staff can ask questions, sorry. The coach from last year? So the question is, can you go back and activate the code from last year if you haven't activated it yet, so you missed out on your scholarship money from last year? So here's what we're going to tell you. I will allow, the way it works is, if you don't use your scholarship, if you do not input your code in an entire year, then you lose that code. You have 1 year to take 30 seconds to put in the code. But if you haven't done it from last year, anybody this year that still hasn't done it, then we will allow you to do that up until December 31st of this year. So you will now have an extended time of a month and a half, another 6 weeks to take 30 seconds to put in the code. Now, remember this, you cannot put in more than $4,000 in any, or 4,000 points in any calendar year. Okay, that is extremely important to note. Another thing that's important to note is, if you are, these are the only two restrictions to this entire program. Number one, you must set up your family account before August 31st of the student entering their junior year in high school. If you do not do that by August 31st, entering your junior year, you cannot set up the account later. That is the deadline. It is not my deadline, it is the scholarship and the university's deadline. That's what it is. Number two, all accounts for seniors are frozen August 31st, entering their senior year. So that means that before that date, all codes must be put into an account by that day. As a matter of fact, just to make life super easy while I've got everybody here, it'll probably be beneficial for you if I do it myself. I'm going to log into my own family account so you can see what it looks like. Give me just 1 second here. I hope that's right. That's right. There we go. All right, so here it is. Here's the backside of the scholarship program. As a parent, your name comes up. You are the sponsor. You are the account holder. Thus, welcome back, Tim. I have a son. He is a junior in high school currently. He currently has 15,500 tuition rewards points. Once you set up your account, which I'll show you where to go in just a minute, when you set this thing up, once you're in the back of the account, you've logged into it, you will log in, and every time you're given a code, you will enter this redemption code right here. I can't put it in because my son is already maxed for the year, so I'm going to show you a statement. Here is a statement. It shows you every single time you got a code, you plug in the code, and it shows you your running balance. It's instantaneous. As soon as you plug it in, you're done. And you can log out. And you continue to accrue and accumulate. Now, this right here, the little lock, those are student-specific points that were bonuses that were given. Like when you register, you'll get a bonus. You'll get a bonus that goes into the main account, which is your account, which is right here, your account statement, which you can then transfer electronically and immediately into your student's account. You can just split it up amongst multiple students, or you can just give it to one student. It's up to you. All the students will receive a 500-point bonus, and then every time you participate. So for example, if you play here, and then you play futsal, all the futsal players get a college scholarship. All the flag football players get a college scholarship. Almost every single kid that participates in the Plex Sports and Fort Wayne United gets college scholarships. Tell me another place that does that. So the problem is that people don't take time to take advantage of what they've actually got. So I encourage you, not only am I telling all of you tonight, but tell everybody you know that's not here, that are friends of yours, that are parents here that didn't come, tell them too. Because again, nobody has to buy anything. This is a benefit. So please take advantage of it. All right, Bob, that's it, unless anybody has questions.
Fantastic. And really, really thankful to have Tim, right? Came here to talk to everybody. It's absolutely awesome. The other thing I want to thank is I want to thank Tony Gray back there, professional cameraman. We have videoed all of this. We videoed the ops, we videoed the ACES, so I am not the tech savvy person, but I'm going to figure it out. We're going to try to do segments of this. We're going to try to upload this onto our website, or we'll have access for you guys, because obviously there's a lot of information, but we'll have it available for you guys to go back to and maybe listen to some of this and try to let our marinate a little bit and really truly understand it. But it is a lot of information. And I know the first time we did this 2 years ago, right? I think a lot of people were like, what? What do you mean I get free money? So the thing that I am so happy about is what he just developed. He developed this incredible one-stop shop, which we've talked about for over a year now. And I'm just happy and very proud of some of the stuff that he's doing and the continued aggression and passion that he has to make this ACES program what it is. So I'm very, very thankful to be your partner, Tim. So the ops will also be uploaded, the ACES will be uploaded, and just like he said, the last thing is I want you to understand, hopefully you'll start seeing the ACES emblem on some of the programs at the Plex, just like futsal. You may see it at the Beasley camps, you're going to see it in maybe some events, you're going to see it in flag football. You know, it'll be in different places where you can actually, you know, get the benefit not only of the service, like futsal, improving your foot skills, or whether it's any type of clinic or camp, but also you're able to get that extra $1,000 that will go into your account. So it's really a fantastic program. So I want to thank you for making this effort. Please spread the word. Yes. PowerPoint, like what we just saw. The ops, yes, that will be on there. Yes, absolutely. Yep. I'll have everything uploaded, so you guys will be able to have access to it. So please visit our website. Please visit our website. Okay, it's your website. All this stuff is for you. So please visit and continue to search for information. I love the feedback. Hey, you ought to consider this, consider that. We always are trying to make it better, right? You are members. We're all together in this. So please continue to visit and provide us the input or the feedback, okay? So, thank you, okay? Appreciate it. Tomorrow, please, for the 9th graders and up players, please, this is mandatory for you guys to be there. Parents, I do recommend for you to come, right? It's been a long time since we sat in a classroom. I'm going to do it, right? So come and help your player, because it's important for you to also understand College Fit Finder, which is a great program for them, okay? So if you want to come out with them and hang out and also gather that information, help them get their college profile done, it'll be great, okay? So tomorrow at St. Francis, the information is posted and has been emailed multiple times for you guys, okay? It's it's freshmen, sophomore, juniors, seniors, yeah. Okay, and even for some of the younger ones, if there's some younger ones that you want to come in and just kind of get the education of it, if you're an 8th grade or whatever, you want to get the education, you're more than welcome to attend, okay? Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night.